However green I am green in this particular sport. It is called woodball. I feel like I'm quite good at this. Hello there and welcome back. This is definitely Morning Cafe. The hashtag, as always, is Morning Cafe. It's a Monday discussing matters of fitness and also health. And this particular day, just to understand the game woodball. Have you ever heard of woodball? So this particular day, we'll be getting to understand that. And who better to be telling us than the additional head coach of this particular game, it is Mboya. Niaje. And we are coming right here from Mount Kenya University. My first one, siko mbaya sana, si ndio?
It's a good shot.
It's a good shot. Ni kama coach, nikauta nikai team. Ni jezi tu nimebakisha. Congrats, by the way. You guys played against Uganda. Yeah. Tell us about that game. How was it?
We hammered them proper. Hey. As usual, before they used to come and will take all the medals. Yeah. This time they didn't take them. Because we hosted the first ever Taifa Woodball Championship here on this ground, and we had teams from Uganda, that is MUBS. We also had clubs from Kenya, Hunters, Taifa Woodball Club, Kenyatta University, MKU, the host. We also have, we had USIU on board that had come, and also GOtv, as well as Technical University of Mombasa, and some players from Meru. So it was, we had 100 male players and 94 female players.
So it has been in Kenya for quite a while?
It's been here for a while.
How long?
Actively it started in 2016. But before then there was a federation that had officials in 2009, but it didn't work well. You know, starting a newer sport, it's like selling pork in a mosque, because there are very many federations that are well established. Right now, if you talk of sports, they only know football, athletics. So it died somewhere, but in 2016 it picked up at with Mr. Litaba from Kenyatta University and also some officials from DStv. But in 2016, that's where we went for the second woodball World Cup, Beach World Cup in Uganda at Kisubi Beach, and we won number 4 in the whole world. So from there it has been going through. We had our first ever Kenya Woodball Championship. Right now we are having, this year we postponed our 7th Kenya International Championship. Yeah, but we have also gone up to, we thank also the government. It sponsored us in June, where we went for the 3rd Beach Woodball World Cup in Malaysia. And the male were number 3 and female were number 4.
So how different is it, the beach and also this one?
So beach woodball is played in 3 places. We have the indoors, where you play on a carpet. We also have the lawn woodball, where you play on the grass like this one. Then we also have the beach woodball, where you play, you see like rugby, the way it's played at beach. So beach rugby, we have volleyball rugby, we also have woodball for played at the beach. Yes.
Now, would you agree that it's a game that, as much as it's been in the country since 2016 and even before that, but it's not commonly known by many people? Would you agree?
I would agree, and I would also disagree. Yeah, I will agree because we have been raised in a nature, in an environment where even when you see the members of parliament talking of sports, they only talk of football, rugby, volleyball, athletics. But right now, I thank also the government because the CS has supported so much these smaller sports like woodball, rollball, floorball. So we have to reach at a point. I always tell my people, when I die, when my day comes, I want every family in Kenya to have heard the name woodball and at least touched this to play woodball. So we are in a gospel spreading the whole country so that you and I will know woodball and take it to our friends to spread it.
And good thing, boy, is that you're spreading this gospel right here at Morning Cafe at TV47. Now, the fact that you're saying every family to have touched this, what is this, by the way?
This is called a mallet.
A mallet?
Yeah. The nature of woodball, the guy who created woodball, may his soul rest in peace, he died last year. He's called Mr. Weng. Mr. Weng was a golfer. So one day he's clearing the the Grand Garden. Right now they call it the Grand Garden in Taiwan in 1990. After he had cleared the field for his father, who is old, to be training, then he's called somewhere to have fun. You see, when they were drinking, when you look at the wine glass here, this is the wine. So what they did, they took the Taiwan beer. You see, this is a beer. So they opened the beer and shared with him on the wine glass. So when he was drinking, he finished the drink, then he started swinging the wine glass in his hand. So after that, you see the staircase that are made of the wooden one. At the edge, there's something round. So the thing that round fit in his hand. So that's where the ball came in place. So this is called a mallet. This is a mallet head.
So this one is the mallet head.
This is a mallet head. I teach you the mallet head because in the long run you'll be taught the essence of using the mallet head. In the event you hit the ball, it goes out. From the first point of exit, you measure 2 mallet heads. That's why the mallet head comes in. You measure 2 mallet heads and come back to the field. But you get an extra penalty for going out. That's why I teach you the mallet head. So we have the mallet head, the ball, and the gate. The main aim of the game is to score in the wine glass with the least strokes. Yeah.
And now that you mentioned, we'll get to the rules a little later on, even as we engage even the players. We can now squat and see this particular, the gate. You're calling it the gate? Yeah. Okay. So teach me more about this particular gate.
The difference between
unaweza squat na mimi as you teach me.
The difference between golf and woodball is that for us, we score in this gate. This is our goalkeeper. But woodball has borrowed a lot from golf.
So basically, and I mean, I get this a lot, people say woodball is the cheaper version of golf.
Yeah. I hate using that word when they say that woodball is a poor man's golf, because we are told you are what you confess. But it is someone who dreamed about joining woodball, joining golf. This is a simpler version. So for us, we use the gate. The aim, why this gate has a wine that is suspended, so that if someone hits 140 meters away, when you score, it says cheers as a sign of celebration. Remember, we were from the bottle, then when you celebrate, you also say cheers.
And also these two, I'll call them, so are these 2 gates?
Yeah, they are still the gates. If you see, they are just suspended. Okay. You see, the metal. This is just for us to help the gate be permanent. Okay. But it resembles just the wine, the beer. So just 2 bottles put intact on the ground with a wine glass suspended. So for woodball, now we score here and not in golf. Right. Yeah.
So I had tried when we were starting to score. So first of all, I mean, I've tried golf a few times here and there, and I'm used to, with the club itself, and then when you unapima, then you. Should I be doing that now for woodball?
Yeah, woodball, it has the same rules. For example, for me, I'm right-handed, so I could show them from this side. Okay. So what you do, you can come. Yeah, I can come this side. So
then you stand there. Okay.
Just like you see in golf, you have different clubs using it, but for woodball, we just use the same mallet, but the energy you put in is different. Yeah. The energy I would put on a fairway 150 meters is different from the one I put when I'm scoring. We have a song that says closer to the gate, reduce the energy. So we should look for the beats to in. So the energy you put closer to the gate, you reduce it. So you measure, when the ball is here, you create with your feet an isosceles triangle. Woodball is all about triangles. An isosceles triangle. Then from the ball to the mallet, you create another triangle. You see the ball, the mallet, then the player, another triangle. Then the right hand, you put it here, where the rubber ends in black. And then the left hand, you put it also just ahead of it, so that you also create another triangle.
Similar like golf.
Yeah, it's just golf. So then you hit, then it says cheers. Yeah.
So even as I was training before, I became perfect for the first one. As a jaribu na hii yangu sasa, you can come back to your position. So There was a situation where one of the ball ilifika hapa, ikakwamia hapo. So in case of a game, what should happen on that?
What happens, a qualified referee will tell you to pick the ball, but you pick an extra stroke.
Okay.
You pick an extra stroke because there is no need of hitting from here. But if you find a referee who is strictly that you have to finish, anytime you hit, the mallet head should never get in contact with the gate. If you do, you will see this is a sign for infraction. So the referee will raise his hand and tell you infraction. Then why? He will tell you you've harassed the gate. So if the referee also tells you to pick the ball, lakini unalenga, then you decide to hit, and then you happen to touch again, then it doesn't go, you also collect another stroke. So every time a player is playing, always communicate with the referee. So when they tell you to pick and you've hit from this side, don't pick from this side, you pick it from this other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have...
The wine glass has to say
okay.
Cheers.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
has
is the
to say
concept.
cheers.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Wacha nijaribu tena, then you'll be the referee and tell me if...
Yeah, so what happens?
Nieke hapo.
And then you aim at the wine glass. Because the wine glass is the goalkeeper giving resistance to the ball to not score. This is the Onana of woodball.
I see what you did there. Okay. Right.
Yeah. You didn't aim. Well, you have to come back and aim at the wine glass. Then I also forgot to tell you, after you aiming at the wine glass, closer, you see a shorter person is most likely not to fall if they are running compared to a taller guy. So when you're closer now to the gate, you don't hold it here. After you aim, you come lower. That one you're creating a stronger COG, okay, for you to score. But you first aim here. Then you shoot. Shot. Yeah. You have at least 10 seconds to make your judgment.
10 seconds. So if it was a whole professional, kind of game, so I had 10 seconds to think about that.
Yeah, what happens in a real game, a serious game that has professional referees, when the referee tells you to play, this is a sign of play. So he will tell you play, then he has a watch. The first time he will warn you. Then the next time you take too long, you'll be playing second, but on his scorecard you're playing third. Every time you take more than 10 seconds, you get an extra stroke. And remember, the winner has the least strokes. And there are different fairways. You have a fairway that has, we call it pars. You see, just like in golf, we have par 1, par 1. So for us in woodball, we also have par 3. A player on a fairway that scores with 2 on par 3, his total will be -1. Yeah, what happens if you score with 6 on par 5, you'll accumulate an extra stroke for not finishing as per the pass.
Even for the viewer watching right now, they're wondering, can I be playing this if, first of all, can I have, now without the mallet and everything like this, can I have something that resembles this mallet? And can they play it around the house also? What kind of space do they need? Because, you're taking at this particular field right now, and it's quite, all the way extensive, and Aduko on my left is a huge space. So what is needed when you're playing this game?
Woodball, you can play it behind your house, backyard. You can play it behind. You don't need a bigger space to play. So what happens if you don't get, this is an aluminum mallet. We also have affordable ones made of wood. They are called wooden mallets. You can see like this gate is wooden, but this gate is aluminum. So when you get in contact with us, we are the Kenya Woodball Federation. We have a board that deals with equipment where you can get either aluminum or wooden ones.
So you have to buy the standard?
Yeah, for serious international competitions, you need the standard ones.
So for the standard one, which should it be? Is it wooden? Is it aluminum?
We have aluminum that are standard. You see, a standard one has this mark. Okay. Yeah, from Hugh King. Oh. Yeah, even for me here, you see, this ball is standard because it has even a number with a logo. But we also have local ones that are not with those standards. For beginners, we can start with what your pocket can afford. So the Federation also has wooden equipment. Yeah, but the ball doesn't change. The ball remains wooden, no wonder the name woodball. So someone will ask, why is this sport called woodball, yet they are talking of aluminium mallet? The ball doesn't change. It remains wooden. We have different types of equipment. We have a rubber one, the one that stretches when you hit, that is the mallet. That stretches, that is we also have the aluminium ones, and then the wooden one, but the ball doesn't change.
Well, how big is it, the circumference of it? What's the standard of it?
We look at the weight, it should be 800 grams.
800 grams.
800 grams. Yeah, but
it's only mkate mbili.
Yeah, mkate mbili.
400,
yeah.
Okay.
But also, we have different equipment. You see, like in golf, you have a different club for a different what to play. But for woodball, we have a lighter ball is good played. You see, this type of grass doesn't have resistance. So this one needs more of a light ball. And also at the beach. At the beach, you have two different types of sand. We have the one that is a bit flat and the one that when you step in, you see resistance. So a good player should check the right equipment before playing on every type of game. That's why when you go for competition, the first day is training day. So when you train, that's when you pick the right equipment.
You had mentioned that even for the viewer, they can play this just outside the house. So how big should the house be? Hapo nje. How big? Because right now you can see the two ropes separating us, and even with the players playing just behind us, kuna the partitions, and they're actually quite long, kama easy. So how long should the partition be, both the length and the width?
So at home, you don't need a bigger space. You just need a small space, because the key thing is the gate area.
So now for the small space, even as they'd want to maybe measure, how long should it be?
For the training at home, you need at least, we can say 30 meters for training. Yeah, but in a real game, the shorter fairway is 30 meters long with 3 meters wide. That's a shorter one. Then you have a medium one from 50 to 80 meters long and 4 meters wide. So the longest one is 100 meters to 150 meters long, but with a medium of 5 to 10 meters. But for me, I always tell my players, always get used to playing on narrow fairways. Wider fairways give you time and freedom to make mistakes. But when you do it narrower, in a real competition, when it's too wide, you're used to a narrow one. So for us, you will find there's a fairway here. It is very narrow. You see this one? It's very narrow and the gate is not facing you. So you have to know when the energy to put in and then to set. But woodball is not an expensive sport as compared to polo. By that, it has also borrowed a lot from polo, from croquet, from bowling. So all those activities, it is just a matter of aiming at the gate.
Like for this one, this particular, you're calling it a fairway?
Yeah, it's a fairway.
So for this fairway that we're in right now, there are two gates. This one and at the very end. So should they always be two or should it be one?
It should be one, but for us, for purpose of training, and remember the whole ground is, we also have football, rugby, so we are putting gates in both sides to maximize on the space, so that when you hit scoring on the other side of the gate, you don't walk back again. You also save on time hitting back. But in a real competition, we have the starting area that is marked as our tee-off, just like in golf. If you start ahead or behind it, you are penalized. Then you have the gate on the other end. So for purposes of training, that's how you do. Then you find, right now we have at least 6 fairways. But in a real game, we have close to either 12 or multiples of 12. Our players here will tell you, people play from 8 in the morning up to late in the night. It's the darkness that sends them away.
And now the fact that you actually brought that up, you had when you're telling me about the whole mallet and counting 2 of them, and I told you that we'll talk about rules. Now I'm curious. You've told us, and even the viewer understands right now, this is a fairway and how long it should be, and also the fact that now this is ahead and the whole wine glass has to say cheers. Cheers to the wine lovers. Rules now. When you're starting, how many players should there be in this particular game and all that? Break down the rules.
So on a fairway, we need at least 4 players or 4 pairs to play. So you'll find every fairway has a referee with a scorecard. So the scorecard has your name, your opponent's name, and the other 2 opponents' name. Then at least 4 on each fairway. So you'll find at the technical office when they do the tee off, they first call the first lot, and they give it at least a difference of 5 minutes to give you time to finish on the fairway and then to go on the next one. So the rules starting from the beginning of the fairway, you play in terms, there's a sequence you follow. So a referee will always call the player to start. Player 1 starts on fairway 1, player 2 starts on fairway 2, player 4 starts on fairway 4. It is also illegal to start when you are not supposed to. Because assuming you are player 4, then player 3 starts and then scores. The other opponents have a right to tell the referee he started when he was not in his position. Yeah, so you do in turns. Then also from there, every time you hit, after you've hit your ball.
So the first hit, how long should it be when you between you and the gate? What's the distance?
The distance, you see, we have 30 meters, whatever meters. Remember, the winner scores with 1. So it is every dream, or it's a prayer of every woodball player to score with 1. So if you score with 1, the referee will mark it.
Is it a stroke? Or
yeah, it is a stroke.
Oh, 1 stroke.
One
okay.
stroke. So every time a mallet head gets in contact with the ball, even if they just touch that way, you've already played. So in your 10 seconds, you have to be keen. In the process, when you're trembling because your opponent has scored with 1, then you get tempted with the whole pressure. Then you just touch, it is also a hit.
So are you allowed to play again? Or?
Yeah. So long as you are still within 10 meters of the starting area, you are allowed to play. But now, your second stroke. So what happens when you hit and then the ball gets out? Even if it gets out of the... Even when the ball gets, when you hit and then it gets out of the fairway, even when it gets back from the first point of exit, that's when you come back and you measure 2 mallet heads, and then you place your ball. Then you place back your ball.
Similar, like okay, I understand golf. For example, if it's Ileandi Kanguka Mali, let's say in a bush, you measure with a club. Similar, okay.
So for us, because our space is smaller, and by there our ball is made heavier so that it doesn't fly. Remember, it's copying and pasting all golf rules. So it's heavier so that it doesn't fly. Though we have players who also know how to hit flying balls. So when you've measured...
Is it allowed by the way as you continue?
Yeah, it's allowed. Because in a fairway, you will find some, we call them obstacles. When you go to Taiwan, you find their grass is so sweet, like a carpet, but they will put flower beds. They'll put some
intentionally?
Tires. Yeah, intentionally, to give you obstruction, because woodball is all about the mind. How you do it, how will you maneuver, is when you know how to play flying balls. There are people who can play flying balls up to the gate. Some will play like 10 meters. So after you've measured, now you are not coming to play your second stroke, you play your third. If you go out again, you measure, you now play your 5th stroke and not your 4th. 7th stroke if you go out. But on every fairway, a maximum stroke of 12 is awarded. So if you score with 12, referee will mark and say, circle and say, this is success with 12. If you do, maximum is 12. But remember, your opponent has scored with 1. Then what you score on one fairway is added on the next fairway, on the other fairway, up to 12 or multiples of 12. So accumulatively, the one who has the least is the winner. That is called fair stroke competition. But we have fairway competition. Fairway competition, I love fairway competition because it's full of pressure. If you score with 1, and then I'm hitting my second one, the game is done on that fairway. You go on the next one. I repeat again. if we are playing, just like if you are playing, then you score with 3, and I'm hitting my 3rd stroke, I have no other option but scoring, so that we get an even. You get. So if I don't score, the game has ended, we go on the next fairway. So for fairway competition, we take the maximum fairways you have won.
So how many fairways should, because in this field I can see a couple of them, how many fairways when now the competition starts? How many fairways are there?
Like 12 or multiples of 12. So in fairway, you can get 12, 24, 36, 48, 60.
That's why you're saying you can start this game as early as 8 a.m. unaendelea hadi usiku.
Yeah, I always check my phone at the end of the game, and you find I have walked 30 kilometers just in this ground. So
basically this is fitness on its own.
It's fitness on its own. Because you are not just walking, remember you're also, and then you're also thinking. Because you find your opponent, you see, at 140 meters, your opponent is at the gate and you are at the starting area. So you have to think how you hit it, but all in 10 seconds. So with fairway, if we have 12 fairways, then I have won you 6. We have gone an even of 1. We are on gate 7. Even if you win the remaining fairways, there's not changing anything. So the game is over for fairway competition. But for stroke competition, you have to take a max, accumulatively, everything you win on every fairway up to the last one. So the total of it all, it declares the winner. Right.
Yeah. Hopefully you're understanding these particular rules, so that pia mimi nione kama nimeelewa. We can do a little of it hapa mimi na wewe. Then I now interact with the players, the national team players. So do we use one? Should we be using one ball? Is it one ball for each, or each player has their own ball?
If we are using one ball, then ours we call it a double. So a double happens when Peter and Kamau are playing one ball. We call it a pure double. When Jerry and Catherine are playing, we also call it a pure double. But when Jerry is playing with Peter, we call it a mixed double. So woodball is you play as a single event, individual. You also play double and a team. So a team happens at a minimum of 6 will score for the team.
So double, even as you continue, just for clarification, so double is the same gender.
Yeah, a pure double.
Then mixed double. Yeah. Opposite genders
Peter and
Jerry playing.
Yeah. So what happens when you are playing the singles? That is when you find like now we had Team Taifa had the players, Hunters have their players, KU. So all those players, there are some on this fairway, the other ones on the other fairways. So accumulatively, they will bring all their scores together. Then they add.
Oh, as a team, they're playing to, okay.
So, the best 6 will score for the team, but in total, the one who has the minimum becomes the winner, not the maximum.
So do you choose, let's say for example, a competition, Kenya versus Uganda. Do you get to choose that this time, us as Kenya, we want to play doubles or mixed doubles or singles? Do you get to choose that, or it's already been chosen?
When an invitation is sent to you, they give you the fields of competition, singles, doubles, and team, fairway and stroke, okay? So if you know, like for now we are preparing, God willing, when the government sponsors us, we will go to Uganda. Currently the Kenyan team, the male team, are the African champions. So we are going to compete for the 3rd Africa Woodball Championship, where the ladies, for the Kenyan ladies, are the first runners up. So we are going as defending champions. So all those groups are ready for fairway competition, the strokes competition. So to answer your question, it's the team manager who decides who to play in what category. You always look, if you have 10 players, you will say, let my 4 or 7 players play stroke competition and let the other ones play stroke competition or fairway competition. So you choose your very best. So if you had 20, for example, KU had, there's a player who topped in KU, was the best in the whole competition, but their management did not register him for team event. So his best scores did not score for his team. So as you're doing the registration, you need to register that Peter, John, Andrew, James will score for the team. If you don't include them, and then they win, they will only score for the singles.
Is that a little unfair?
It's unfair for you, the manager, because you have been given slots to choose who will score for your team.
So coaches, tukimalizia na wewe, any last words?
Woodball is a family game. I encourage the public to learn about woodball and to join us, spread this game. We've gone to Marsabit, we've gone to Rongo, we've gone to Mombasa. Help us spread the game and come also sponsor this family game. Yeah.
Unaweza maliza na trying to put a stroke as a cue ya our short break. Unaweza jaribu as we Hey, sawa. Right. So even as we take a short break on the other side, but stick around. Acha pia mimi nione kama nitaweza kufanya. Okay, let me try na hiyo style yenu. Mko mnaenda hivi? Where? All right, I'll try that even with the players. So stick around after this short break, interacting with the players of the national team and also the Secretary General of the Woodball Federation. Stick around for that. Ikatai?
Rarely. It depends with the ground, the way you are hitting, yeah.
Oh, so leo imekuwa tu
But it can
bahati mbaya.
happen, yeah, it can happen. You can even hit, then your ball hits here and you're going out. And that's an additional score, an additional mark. So yeah, it happens.
So does that inakuwa advantage for you ama disadvantage? All right.
Because you have to score with the least strokes. Yeah, so you going outside, if you'll be playing at 4, you're supposed to score with 4. If you go out, you'll be added 1. So you're playing 5, you have to set with 6, then you finish with 7. So that is 3 strokes more. Yeah.
I remember coach akinifunza hizo. Hopefully, tukimaliza I'll have to play a whole game and understand. But anyway, who is Ivy?
Okay, a student from MKU, pursuing Bachelor of Commerce Specification Finance 4.1. Yeah, I joined woodball last year, 2022, around April, the end of that semester. Yeah, my first ever, I can say, going outside the country was last year when we attended a game in Uganda, sponsored by MKU. Yeah, that was the last year around December. Yeah.
So for the World Cup in Malaysia, you're not part of that?
I am. So after that, that's when I was chosen among the Team Kenya, yeah, and got the chance to represent the country in Malaysia. Yeah.
How does it feel ukitembea huko nje unaambiwa watu by the way unajua mimi nimeko World Cup?
It's nice. First of all, when you're going back home and telling people that, yeah, like some of us, that was the first time you are going on an aeroplane, so you feel happy. The fact that it's woodball taking you somewhere, yeah, that feels so nice. Yeah.
But okay, uko up even you're telling your friends I play woodball and they're like, what is woodball? Do you get that a lot?
A lot of people don't know about woodball. My friends knew about woodball when I went to Malaysia, so they were like, oh, it's a serious game, because they just thought that, okay, you're coming to play and it's just something, yeah. So at least if you're telling someone about woodball, so you tell them it's more like golf, because that's the game they know, yeah.
And you're in the national team now for, is it some months now? Since June. Right. So so far, definitely. And actually, by the congratulations. Was it last week you were playing with Uganda?
Yeah, we were playing with Uganda. Not last week, this weekend.
Oh, this weekend?
Yeah, it was Saturday, Sunday.
Ah,
yeah.
Great. So, because even as the coach was explaining, there's singles, there's doubles, and then there's mixed doubles.
Yeah, and there's fairways also.
Ah, good. So now, which will you say that in the team you have like this is your strength? Mimi nikichezanga singles, mimi niko fit. Lakini ukinieka let's say mixed doubles na wanaume hapo kidogo it's tricky. Is that would you say you have a strength in?
To me, my challenge is always strokes. Okay, we have strokes and fairways. So strokes, like they're accumulating all the scores. To me, single strokes is always a problem with me most of the time, because a lot of people are playing. But when you're coming to doubles, I play pure doubles, not mixed. So a lady and a lady. Yeah, so you get the strength from your fellow partner, because if you're going to play badly here, maybe she'll set for you or direct you on how you're going to play. Yeah, so I play better doubles compared to single strokes.
Is it that you personally you don't want to play mixed doubles, or ni kitu coach alikwambia hapana Ivy hapa hii kuweka kando kidogo?
Okay, when you're joining woodball, most of the time when you're training, there's this session that we are saying today you are playing doubles, so you choose your partner.
Okay.
So as you begin playing, you get used to each other. So you're being told if you're choosing a partner, that should be a long-time partner, so that you get used to each other. Yeah. So like, because if you're going for a game, mixed doubles and pure doubles are played on the same time. Yeah.
And you're playing with that one partner when you're mezoana.
Yeah, so that is an advantage. You can also shift, but you're being told that is your partner and you'll play with her. Yeah, because my partner, we are together in the national team. She's called Loyat. Yeah, so we have been playing with her since, because she joined also last year, April. Yeah, so she has been my partner. Yeah.
Would you ever consider playing a mixed double?
Yeah, that's not a problem. But as long as she's there, I cannot leave her. Yeah, because we are used to each other. Yeah. Because if you say you're going to change to a mixed double for now, you have to go and cope up with the person. If I tell you do this, maybe someone is not used to you. So if I'm going to play and going outside on an OB, maybe the person will be sad, mad at me or anything. So you're used to your partner, you understand your partner well. Yeah, that's an advantage to me, yeah.
Right. So Ivy, even as we talk about fitness on this particular show, pardon me, matters fitness, how is it really, najua the fact that hata kufanya maneno na finance unakuja kutolea stress hapa kwa field, but how does this really help you in your fitness? Will you encourage other young women out there to be part of this?
Playing, you'll find someone telling you that in woodball you don't train a lot, but you get tired. Like if you will be there during these games, like on Saturday and Sunday, these fairways were all over this ground, so you have to walk around and you get tired. Swinging this mallet, it's heavy, so you have to swing the mallet. You are stretching and everything, so that is an exercise. Yeah, and also to ladies, those who don't want to stretch, like you're playing football, woodball is a good game. You can play because you don't need to stretch that much, but you also it's walking around is an exercise. Yeah.
So Ivy, as we wrap up, the first hit ilikuhepa kidogo. You can finish with that one as we wrap it up. Tuone your distance iko sawa na wewe. And even as she does that, we'll be now engaging a different player, a gentleman this time. Nice one.
Thank you.
Cheers for that. Hiyo ni stroke ya kwanza? Oh, stroke ya kwanza. Hey, I'm learning these things, huh? And cheers. Haya. Remy, ni aje?
Poa sana.
Uko fresh?
Uko fresh.
Haya. So who's Remy? Unaweza simama tu. Tumepiga hiyo moja. Haya, unaweza simama tu mahali hapo. So who's Remy?
My name is Remy Otieno. And I'm a student in Mount Kenya University. And I'm also a member of the Mount Kenya woodball team and a national team player. And I'm also the captain of the woodball national team. Of the woodball MKU.
Pia woodball mnavanga nini kama ya football as captains?
Hatuvangi hiyo. Sisi tunavaa uniform kama watu wengine.
As captain of the team, and congratulations by the way, beating Uganda. How was it, by the way, even as a captain, kuangalia, for a number of years, mkicheza Uganda. Uganda has been quite a huge rival for you guys. Even defeating them, how was it for you?
Ilikuwa poa kabisa, tulisikia vizuri kabisa kwa sababu tulikuwa tunaona Waganda na tunasema these are the giants, woodball giants. Nao venye walikuja weekend tukacheza nao tukawachapa. It was a nice feeling. A very, very nice feeling.
So, okay, to stay away from me, the whole technicalities, woodball. Mbona uliamua woodball out of all the games? Mbona woodball?
So, first of all, I have a cousin called Faith Onyango. Pia anachezanga hapa MKU. So, before ni join, nilikuwa naona anacheza, and there is a day walienda interview tena nilikuwa namuona kwa TV, so I was like, pia mimi naweza kuja huku nianze kucheza hii game. Na the moment.
So ulikuja ucheza uonekane kwa TV?
No, nilikuja kucheza cause yeye niliona amecheza hadi akaonekana kwa TV. So pia mimi nilikuja nicheze mpaka day nionekane kwa TV. Unaona?
Siku ya kwanza ilikuwaje?
Siku ya kwanza ilikuwa fiti. Nilicheza lakini ilikuwa a bit tricky. Unapiga inatoka na unaona watu wanapiga inaenda straight. So nilikuwa tunajifunza tu kidogo kidogo. Ndio nilipiga, nikapiga, nikaona iko fiti, nikasema tu acha endelee kucheza mpaka siku nitakuwa perfect.
Tricks umelearn kwa game ni okay, niko naambiwa tuseme kama hiyo ya ndio upige stroke ni about 10 seconds. Hii game inakufunza nini?
Mostly inanifunza kuwa patient. Kwa sababu there is a point unaweza cheza na mtu uone amekushindia strokes mingi, lakini sio unakuwa tu patience na unakuwa calm na unacheza mpaka umshinde. Yeah, so kwa hii game kitu nimelearn kabisa sana ni kuwa patient na life.
Final question, as before hata pia unifunza a few tricks hapa hivi na pale. Kuna zenye coach alikuwa ananifunza but unaweza nifunza 1-2-1-2. Some the kind of myths zenye umepata ukiambia msee juu wa woodball, anakuambia woodball ni nini kind of myths umesikia juu game?
Myths, okay. Watu wengi sana niseme bado hawajui woodball kwa sababu sometimes ukitembea ndani ya shule ukirecruit the first years wenye wanaingia, unawaambia wakuja wacheze woodball na wako like, what is woodball? Hatujui woodball, hatujaweza kucheza woodball anywhere, mpaka walete field, waonyeshe, ndio nini. So woodball wenye sasa na recruitingi, most of them hawajuangi totally, they don't know anything about woodball until wakuja hapa wafunze, wako interested na game, ndio waanze sasa kucheza.
Ndakuuliza swali ya mwisho yenye pia niliuliza Ivy, between singles, doubles na your mixed doubles, will you say kuna moja yenye ni easier for you?
Yeah, there's one that is easier for me. It's ni doubles, ni pure doubles fairway. I like pure doubles fairway. Nikicheza peke yangu, there is a point na tense. Unajua unacheza na mtu mkali alafu unaona ana set vizuri, anaweka vizuri, wewe mwenyewe una tense. Lakini ukicheza na mwenzako doubles, like unapata na kuwekea karibu place unaweza score, so inakuwa fiti kabisa. So I like doubles, pure doubles.
Aya, the last bit. Ni trick gani hapo utanionyesha leo? Yenye hata pia mimi sasa nikiingia game naweza shtua tunayo.
So mi napenda sana kufunga geteria. Sipendi kudrive mbali hivyo. So napendanga iko hapa karibu kufunga. So utapata hapa most of my players huwa wanatumia hii style. Unaona?
Hii style iko na jina, juu nimeona kila mtu anaifanya.
Sijui kama iko na jina, kocha hajaituambia inaitwa aje. Yeye anatufunzanga tu. So wanapenda kutumia hii style hivi venye iko hivi. Lakini sasa mimi natumianga hii ya juu. Because I'm more accurate with this than the other one.
Hii ile kawaida tu ya golf hiyo.
Hii ya golf tu. Then, so the fun part yenye huwa inanibamba nayo ni venye huwa nafunga na force. When I score and it cheers more than 3 times, nasikia vizuri.
Unaweza jaribu hiyo tukimaliza basi.
Hiyo ndio trick yenye naweza kufunza mimi. So we just look at the ball and aim and concentrate. Then
leo ni kama wacha nijaribu nione kama mimi naweza. Unaweza simama hii side nione kama mimi naweza upatie some good luck. Unaweza simama hii side pia tuone hapa tu. Acha tuone. Hey. Wow. So last trial guys, mahali hapo katikati. Nice one. Iko sawa. Haya. So some cheers. Haya, hiyo ball tutaitafuta baadaye. Naje John Paul.
Salama sana.
Uko naona umevalia hiyo ni nini na kafiti sana. The jersey, yeah. Kenya Woodball Federation. Yeah. How long have you been in the team?
So far, maximum of 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah, 2 years approximately, because it's since 2021. Yeah.
Why Woodball of all?
Yeah, Woodball, I found it a very interesting game. Just from a friend of mine playing, it was nice. Woodball you can play while even wearing the officials, but you don't need to go out of work then go and change. You can as well get out of work and play Woodball. Yeah, so I found that it is nice because it is okay, like you are flexible while playing the Woodball.
All right. Yeah. Any achievements you've made so far?
Yeah. Since 2021, I've been all along practicing. It came to me while I was in Meru University. Right now, I'm not a student in Meru University. I'm waiting my graduation. Okay. But I'm still a member of Woodball. As I was there, I was a member. Right now, due to my trainings, exposure with the Woodball, okay, I'm in a position to join the Kenya Woodball, the national team. And I'm happy that I've achieved, to be in the limelight of the national players. Yeah, so far, I've again, the other day, we had a tournament against Ugandans, and not like before, but we used to perceive that Ugandans are the champions of Africa. We were able to beat them, and I secured a medal.
Okay. So is it ranked silver medal, kama athletics, ama?
Yeah. Actually, it is ranked like we have the gold, the silver, and the bronze. Okay. So for me, I was able to get a silver.
Makofi kwako. This particular game for you, unaona future yake ikiwa wapi?
Actually, to me, I'm very optimistic for football, simply because now as the time goes, the future of football is growing each and every day. It's growing each and every day. The government is ready, the government is willing to support the football, and we as the players have been encouraged by our coach that we need to put more effort in order to make this game a little bit from where it is, at least to go a higher level. So my hope is that in the coming times, football will be considered in Kenya, just like we are talking of other bigger federations, like we have Arabic Stars, a national team of Kenya. So like football will be considered like that.
Right. Finally, as we wrap it up, definitely there are challenges as mtu wako kwa team. Now, definitely this is something that even in the Ministry of Sports, I mean, they'd be watching. What is the major challenges that mnapitia as a team?
To me, the main challenge that I've experienced so far, or maybe as a team in general, is the equipment. The equipment that we use, like for example, this mallet, it is not very cheap. That can be maybe in a position to be acquired by every player who wants to play football. So as a result, you see that maybe a player may be interested to play football, but absence of equipment becomes a limitation. So to me, I may say that it becomes a big challenge, because even these balls, to acquire a ball is not easy. So that becomes the main challenge as for me and even the team members. Yeah.
Before nikwambie goodbye, have you ever tried playing golf?
I've never tried to play golf.
Ever thought about it?
Yes, I've ever thought about it, because while we were in Mary University, again the sport director trying to introduce it, but due to commitment to football, I never get time maybe to be the golf. I decided to focus on golf. But one thing I'm aware of is that golf provides a lot of varieties of skills that you need to apply in football. So if I started playing golf right now, and again I'm in the football field, then it becomes a scenario whereby it improves my skills. Yeah, as far as
you can even defeat those who are playing golf right now.
Yeah, I have skills that if I get to the field with them, at least I cannot be the last.
John Paul, nimeshukuru manze.
Yes.
Hiyo itakuwa salamu yetu, nimeshukuru manze. Right, and from John Paul, mimi ndio ref wa Deputy SG hapa. So Deputy SG, you're the gate, you can now play. So
that one is I need to reset.
Okay. Oh, okay, I reset. And cheers. Deputy SG, karibu sana to TV47. Haya. Unaweza rudi nyuma kidogo. Haya. Introduce yourself.
My name is William Luta. I'm the Deputy Secretary General, Kenya Woodball Federation. I'm also the Secretary General, Kenya University Sports Association, Nairobi North Conference. And I'm also the one in charge of sports and arts at Mount Kenya University.
Thank you, by the way, and for actually hosting us hapa hivi.
It's always a pleasure. You're always welcome.
All right, first of all, I'm curious, as much as nimeelezea na the players and also the coach, the whole rules, sijui kama, even for the viewers, I hope they were writing notes. Mimi sijui kama hata nimeshika nyingi sana, hopefully 1, 2 or 3. But there's one thing that I'm curious about, and even for the viewers, when you're setting the gate, who is supposed to set it? Is it the ref? And where do you just place it anywhere on the field? Anywhere along the fair view?
You place it depending on where you feel as a player is good enough for you to score. So when you are setting, the player him or herself is the one who sets. So once you are near the goal, you can either decide to score, or if you feel you cannot score from the distance you are, now you set near the goal at a place of your preference. So it's about the player's choice.
So analogy ya football, unaweza hamisha post niweke kwingine venye mimi na feel naweza kickball ingie. Kitu kama hiyo.
Nope. Here we have our scoring post is there. It cannot change. So it depends on you where you are coming from the fairway. It is depending on you now your smartness on where you place the ball for you to score as per the gate. Because you'll find some gates are tilting, some gates are straight facing you, some gates are diagonal towards you. So if this gate was diagonal, probably it was facing this way, I would now want to score. If I'm here, I would want to set somewhere there where I can easily score. Or if I was playing from here, and the gate is here, I would want to set here so that I can score on the gate. So it's about the player being smart on how you have trained.
The player sets the ball,
Yes.
but then now I'm asking now for the gate itself.
Yes.
So what determines where the gate is positioned on this fairway?
The gate determines by the people who set the fairway. Those are the officials, and this one is done before the game starts. The first thing that is done is the setting of the fairway. Once the fairway is set, no matter how the situation it is in, whether it is good or bad, it will be played on until the game's end. So every player will experience that good fairway, that bad fairway, that badly set goal, or that better set goal. So this one is done by the officials who do the setting and of that particular competition. Once it's done, the player's duty is now to play as per what has been said.
All right. So Deputy SG, the view and I have learned that there's something like singles, and there's also the doubles, and there's also the mixed doubles. For Kenya, even the fact that in the Congress beating Uganda over the weekend, Kenya tuko juu wapi for both men and women. Where is our strength leaning on?
Our strength is leaning more on men, and on the ladies' side is also coming up. But on men, it was easily, the men really took the game up very fast. And because of their facilities and the availability into training, they have made the game for the men improve so much. But we've noticed of late, the ladies are coming up fairly squarely, the same as men. That's what we realize now. We are able to beat Ugandans on both ends. The men are doing their justice and the ladies are doing their justice as well. And it's just a matter of us strengthening more into training so that as we look forward for the African Championships, we are taking a team that is super well-trained, versatile, understands the terrain, and is ready to go for it, regardless of the kind of competition that comes our way.
For a mixed double game, is it really fair if you're having a gentleman there, ameunga nini, akona the strength to actually play this, and then a lady, well, not that quite built and all that? Is it fair?
This sport is not more about the strength and the muscles you have. It's about your training, your mental capability. It's more of mental. Your mental stability assists you more in playing fair in this game. That's why you'd find a very tiny looking player, gentle lady, beating a very huge gentleman. Because not every fairway needs your strength. There's only one fairway that needs that strength, and that is the long eye, which is 130 meters. But these other fairways, some of them are as short as 50 meters. The L's and the same. So it does not need the strength, it needs the mental on how you play for you to remain in the fairway, not to go outside and to score the least scores. Right. So the body does not matter. What matters is the expertise, your training, more of training, because without training you can't play this game. More time into training, and then your mental capability should be very sharp, that there are no distractions, whether from your players or from the opponents or from the fans. Right. That is what plays this game.
Right. As a parting shot, you beat Uganda over the weekend. What next as your parting shot?
That was just, it was a good for the teams, because this is we could say, the real championship. Because what is next is we are preparing now. We are already working on our preparations for the African Championships. And our biggest goal now is to go and bring back the title for men and bring the title for the ladies and emerge as the African champions on both men and ladies. And then, once we're conquering that, we're stepping in to prepare for the World Cup. That is up in China somewhere in September, October. So we have a lot already on our table, and it is one step at a time. Right now, we are looking at African Championships. After African Championships, we are looking at qualifying for the World Cup.
World Cup once more. This will be a second.
This will be the second World Cup Kenya is participating in. This year we participated in the Beach World Cup. Yeah. Now we are going for the Lawn World Cup. Now this is the major.